Yo, yo, yo. Thank you so much for tuning in to Conversations with Glo radio show, which is sponsored by Conversations with Glo podcast. And if you want to know more about Conversations with Glo podcast, which is the conversation is with a K and not a C, please head over to convowithglo.com to sign up for the emailing list so you can get more information about me, your girl Glo, and also the future guests that I will also have on the show as well. And also, y'all, don't be afraid to talk to me, okay? Like, go ahead and hit up the Glow Convo so therefore I can know what you may want to talk about, or you may have something that you want you want us to give our opinion on a situation that you may be going through. So make sure again you head over to convowithglo.com. And again, that's with the K and not with the C. But enough about myself, y'all. I do have a guest with me. He has also been on before as well too. I'm going to allow for him to introduce himself, and y'all already know what we're going to do. Get into the conversation.
Hi, I come in peace. I like the word euphoria. My name is Baylor, aka BTG, aka Baylorism, aka BTG for President. Open room with BTG, part of the Rare Signers Network, and I am beautiful.
Oh, you are. You are beautiful, and you are beautiful.
Euphoria.
anyway, anyway, let's go ahead and get into the conversation. So, the conversation starter that I have for you tonight is: do you think men enter situations with no emotions at all?
I think some do. I think there's. I can. Speaking for myself, I don't think I've ever did that though. If we're talking about approaching a young lady, I think on all levels, even from middle school to adulthood, I've always approached the person that I was actually interested in. And I don't think I can get that far without having some type of emotions presented. You know what I mean? So, but there are some guys who wasn't properly taught, or who didn't have much experience talking to women or girls. And and then we just got guys out there that just want to, I guess. And
Fuck.
I was going to say, I was going to say speed dating, but yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I think it's possible. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's possible. But I can't give you a percentage on that. There's so many guys out here, different races
Mm-hmm.
and different backgrounds. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it is possible for a guy to do that. I wouldn't be able to relate to it though.
Exactly. I okay, so I think it was like a question or something that I had put up on my Snapchat, and one girl had said, "Well, men don't have no emotions at all," and I was just like, "I don't think that's true."
No, that's not true at all.
Um, and someone had broke. I also had put this question on my Facebook page. This is that question in my Facebook group, and someone had broke something. She just broke it all the way down, and I agreed with it. But just to paraphrase it, she was like, "You cannot enter no emotions at all. Like everything that you feel basically is like an emotion. So
Hmm.
whether or not if you are entering into the situation on some like get back shit, there is an emotion behind that. You have, I don't know whether or not if you're upset or if you're angry or anything like that in that matter, you have some type of emotions, or whether or not if you just only want to fuck, your emotions is there too. Like you just want to wham bam thank you ma'am. Though I guess some people take emotions as, oh well, I went into it liking her, or I went into it like loving her, and that's not the only emotions that we have.
Well, I think a lot of women and men would be on the same page, even if they're against each other, by saying or thinking that emotions is like a soft thing.
Mhm.
No, you could be enraged. That's an emotion. You could
Mhm.
be sad. That's an emotion. You could be happy. That's another emotion. So it just depends on which one you're talking about. If you're talking about a guy that's approaching a woman and the only thing that he wants out of it is sex, that's still an emotion.
Exactly.
It could be a negative one. It
Mhm.
could be at the lower tier of emotion, but it's still an emotion. So, yeah, no, men have emotion. If we didn't have emotion, then we wouldn't be killing each other like we do.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's just like, okay, so I don't it's it was like, oh, okay, but when she broke that down, it just made me think so much more. And it was just like, okay, so that means even if, like he may not like you or love you, he has some type of
He
emotion.
doesn't know how to express his emotions the way
Exactly.
you want him to.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
sometimes some women can have the expectation of this is how he's supposed to, I guess, feel and have this certain type of emotion when we shouldn't necessarily just project that onto that person,
Yeah.
because that's where like what they say, like misunderstanding come along. That's where like sometimes miscommunication can happen too, because again, like you said, the man is not expressing it, but sometimes I also feel like it doesn't have to be expressed. The action speaks louder than words. And that's really what I'm on right now. Like, because
Communication. That's all it is. It's communication. If you're in a situation where a guy, if you feel like the guy that you're talking to or your boyfriend or your husband is not, or in today's world, your partner, I should say,
mhm,
if you don't fully, if you don't have that conversation on how you like to be talked to, how you like to be treated, and vice versa, then he wouldn't know how to show his emotions to you the way
mhm,
you think he should show it. You have in your mind what you want from that particular person, but if you don't express that, then they will never know. You can't assume everybody has uh, a high level of expressing emotions. You can't do that. You can't project that on other people. And it's okay with teaching them or helping them through that journey. You don't know what they, a lot of people don't understand that when you start talking to people, that communication, you have to start communicating and start going down that alley of how they was raised, past relationships, etc. A lot of that play into it, or else you'll just end up in a situation where he acted out or she acted out and you don't know why. But I mean, it could be past trauma, it could be the way that they was taught to show their emotions.
do you think that even with that, that should be something that should be communicated?
I
Like,
think you I think
okay,
you should
so
I think you should communicate regardless. You can't get nowhere without communicating.
true, but what if you have some of those people, Baylor, where they be like, no, I just feel like I don't need to talk about this because it's too early to talk about.
All right, you get to
And
dictate
then,
that. I understand you don't want to open up too early, if that's what you're trying to say, like
yeah,
opening up too early.
yeah,
You have to gauge that on yourself. You know if you're ready and willing to open up towards a person. You know what I mean? Now, whether they accept it or not, hey, that you can't force somebody's reaction out of that. But I don't think I've never had a problem with that. You could meet somebody today and feel like you could tell your whole life story to them.
exactly,
And then there's some people that you've been knowing your whole life, but you don't tell them everything.
exactly.
So you pick and choose. But I think communication is one of the strongest. Without communication, mankind don't stand a chance. So
I believe it.
if you don't communicate in a relationship, then it ain't gonna go that far.
And that's all I just been talking about. Community. It seems like every segment that I have recorded is just been, you have to. I just feel like it just have to be communicated. But me also, I also feel like once it is communicated, the boundaries should be respected. And
Yeah.
if the boundaries are not respected, then again, that's the actions that's speaking louder than the words. But when you call, I'm gonna say, like, what if you call the person out on it? Okay, like, boom. Okay, I feel as if that this is me feeling. I feel as if you've been distant lately. Oh, and then the person, oh no, that's not it. Blah blah blah.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it though too. So just how you say it, you could be like, hey, what's going on? I feel like you've been a little distance. You want to talk about it? You know what I mean? Instead of just like, man, what's up with you? You kind of distance. What's up? Like they're gonna be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm gonna get distant some more.
Yeah, I'm about to back up a little bit more. So sometimes look, bring the levels down, and just approach in a friendly manner. This is why they tell people to go to therapy now. You're not gonna have no therapist yelling at you. You know what I mean? So it's the tone, it's the approach, but I respect your concern when it's delivered in a certain way.
Right, right. I like that. I like what you just said. Respect the concern if it's delivered in the right way.
Yeah.
And that's true because I don't believe anybody out here likes to be talked to any kind of way. It
Nah.
doesn't matter where you at. Nobody don't like to be talked to any kind of way. So just be respectful when you are approaching the situation or the conversation at hand. So therefore, I guess like you can understand exactly what's going on. Also, behind that, I do have another one. Do you think men are missing their masculinity? Like,
Well, it depends on what you mean by masculinity.
what do you mean? Like, oh gosh, I don't have an example.
A lot of it's a lot of women that don't accept for men to go to the nail shop and get their nails clean or clipped. They say that's not masculine.
Yeah, they say that's sassy. So I don't.
So
Okay,
what? So
so
what if I go get my? What if I go get my nails clipped and my nails clean, my feet, my toenails clipped and stuff like that? I've been married for almost 14 years. What is that supposed to? I like clean nails. I wash
you
dishes
like
on
clean.
purpose. I don't like dirty nails. But you know what? And here's the thing, because I've communicated with women throughout the years. Most of the women that I've approached all express they don't like men with dirty nails.
Mm-mm, not at all. Not at
And I kept
all.
I kept that, and I learned that when I was like middle school, high school. They was
Yeah.
like, yeah, don't never that one of the somebody was like, well, if you got dirty nails, that means you're a hard worker. And then a woman pulled me to the side. She's like, no, that's not what that means. That means you're dirty.
You're dirty.
You're dirty.
You're
Everybody,
definitely
everybody not a construction worker. Everybody don't work in the garden. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not a plant manager. No, bro, you're dirty. And so ever
dirty.
since then, and I've always kept my nails short anyway because I play basketball. And if you know, like how I know, if you don't catch that ball a certain way and that ball hit
It's
that
gonna,
nail,
yeah,
oh my God. You want
yeah.
to talk about pain? I've always kept my nails short because I was afraid of one coming off when the ball hit it or something like that. But
Oh,
I mean, look, if they say it's being sassy, hey, they clearly they not the one for me anyway. So
exactly. And here's my thing. I don't think okay. In some things, I'd be like, oh, I try not to say the word sassy. I just be like, that's not it. Because
yeah, that's not for
what
me.
that's exactly it's not for me. But what I'm it's like I had it right there on my tongue and then I forgot. Okay, so boom, I have a son, right?
Mhm.
And so with my son, I am basically, I'm raising my son on love. They say they have people that's being raised on love and being raised on survival, whatever type
Mhm.
shit. So I raising my son on love, and of course he does get discipline or whatever. However, where I'm sitting up here thinking about when he grows up, because he's such an observant type person. Like, he compliments me on my hair, my shoes. Like, he's I was singing earlier and he was like, "Oh my, you got a nice voice." Like, no, I don't have no nice fucking voice, but okay, thank you for letting me know. So if he goes out here and he be this way,
Mhm.
I don't want people to think that he's not masculine
That's
because
not
you know what I'm saying.
that's
Like
just that's
they're
him
gonna think
giving
like
you a
it's sex.
compliment.
No, not just that. In regards, like with the compliment, it's just like how he. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's him being like because some women feel as if a man compliments you too much, that's sassy.
Well, then ain't not for him. That's as simple as it is. Because there's a plethora of other women that is screaming for compliments.
Exactly.
Yeah, so go compliment them. And you know what? Go still don't change who you are. Some people just don't get it yet. And
Yeah.
it might take them a while to it might be years from now where they be like, yo, that dude that he wasn't even trying to holler at me, he just gave me a compliment. Now I understand.
Mhm.
Because if you get with a cat that's don't have any emotions and don't give you a compliment, then he what an asshole. Well, we don't, I don't like.
You
Come on,
don't tell
man.
me I'm pretty. I need reassurance.
Come on,
You
man.
don't reassure me enough.
We can't win, man. We can't win.
And you,
If he's that, if he, how old is your son?
he's 11.
At 11, he's already giving you compliments. He cherishes his mother. That's dope. What are we talking about? He's 11 and he's already kids don't even normally do that.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that says more about how you parent him than anything. If he's out there at 11 years old, where we usually outside running around making fun of people, just at a third, he takes the time out to say, "Hey, mom, you got a dope voice." That's come on, man. What do we debating?
But I was just sitting up here just thinking because of what I see on Twitter and all that other stuff. It just be
You
like,
gotta log
ugh,
off. You gotta log off. There's a lot more people. There's a lot more people on online on Twitter, especially that they not on the right track, man.
they're not, and it's just like, what,
They
like
would they
what?
wouldn't they wouldn't know how to handle something real in front of they sit up there worried about celebrity relationships and they don't know the details of their relationship. They don't even know what's being
Exactly,
shown.
exactly, exactly, exactly. I appreciate that. Y'all heard Baylor spill. Okay, because that makes me feel even more better, even though it I'm not gonna say like it was anything that I was worried about. It was just like if anything, I would want him to approach the right woman that's gonna be for him. Of course he's gonna have to find that out, but I just don't like don't say that it's sassy because he is,
You
what I'm
can't
saying,
you can't
doing
let you
things.
can't you can't let people dictate on how your child is being raised though.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, I'm not the
No,
internet not raising my kids.
no, I'm just saying as far as when he gets older and he started dating and it's just like, yeah, don't what I'm saying? Like don't try to diss my son because of how he was raised and stuff like that because that's what I feel like. I feel like people, women are basically dissing the men that was raised to make sure their hands were clean and to make sure that they are respecting a woman and they
Mhm.
wearing a belt on their
Now,
waist.
now you got to give them a little grace though, because if they are out there saying calling men sassy for doing this, for doing that, two things I think about that. One, automatically when they start going too hard about that, I just think they want to go viral. That's number one. Number two, you got to understand that if they really believe that, that tells more about them than anything. They haven't been around that type of culture. They haven't been around guys who do compliment, who do take care of themselves. They're not
Hmm.
used to that. They're not used to that. So you got to give them a little bit of grace. And hey, sometimes it takes them a while to understand what that is.
Yeah.
If they've never seen it, if they've never been a part of it, then you can't expect them to be on the same page as you because they've never been there. They've never
Right.
seen that type of guy.
Right. Right.
But they out there. It's a lot of us. I wear
Right.
pink religiously. I love the color pink. I love everything about pink. I like to try to find colors to to go with it and stuff like that, I love the color pink. Does that make me sassy? Run up on me. Go ahead.
I don't think it made I now that I'm older, because I was like, "Ooh, pink on a man," but I just don't think, it's, I love to see the color pink on a man.
Yeah, it's not like I'm out
Attractive
there.
man anyway.
It's not like now. Look, I'm not. I don't wear dresses. I don't wear skirts. I don't wear anything like that. And for men out there that do, that's their style. That's not my style. But
Exactly.
I probably I know I got a pink hoodie up in there. I got pink socks, pink underwear, all that. If I'm sassy for that, y'all go holler at my wife about it. Then ask her how she feel about it.
She gonna tell him to run up. Don't hurt them now. Do not hurt them. But anyway, Baylor, I want to thank you so much for coming through and chopping it up with me. And before we do head out, I
Mhm.
do want you to let the people know where they can find you at.
In Euphoria. They can find me in Euphoria chilling. You know what I mean? Find me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, just like we was talking about earlier, at Baylorism. TikTok at Baylorism as well. At Baylor the Great on IG. And I think that's it. BTG for President every Thursday. Open Run with BTG every Wednesday. Yeah, holla at me.
Yeah, make
And shout
sure
out to the
y'all.
Pod Fam too.
Shout out to the Pod Fam. Shout out to Baylor again for coming through. And make sure y'all please go check him out. He is from the West Coast. Okay. So make sure y'all do go ahead and check out his podcast, and also check out the Pod Fam as well too. And also for those that has been tuning in and listening to me tonight, I do want to thank y'all so much for rocking with me and also supporting Conversations with Glo radio show. Until the meantime, in between time, y'all already know where y'all can find me at. Peace out.
Yeah. I forgot